Now northern Wayne County, not including Jessup, to the west of Little Whiskey, to the south of Glenville, areas that were hit and impacted yesterday. You're once again under a tornado warning for a Doppler radar indicated tornado. Again, the latest information on this tornado warning, it will expire here at 6:30 a.m. But further to the east, remember that's just one tornado warning. The additional warning here is in effect until 6:45. So back to radar, laying out the setup here for you. Zooming out, I want to talk number one about this dangerous line of storms, and number two, isolated thunderstorms, possibly with rotation developing ahead of it. But I do also want to track this all the way to the coast now, because it's moving east very quickly into an environment that is favorable for more severe weather. So as we put a squall line tracker on this, it is going to be moving off to the east, and I do think it'll make it from Belleville down to east of Baxley right now. Basically, this line extends all the way down to Alma, and it's pushing maybe just north of due east. So putting a track on this and trying to get the best estimated ETA. And while we do that, we have WTOC Jamie Casino traffic tracker. If we could put that in a box as well, out and about around town. We're going to watch this storm come into the Savannah Metro this morning. We have eyes outside. Of course, we have our Skycam network as well. A lot of really great data as we track these severe thunderstorms towards the I-95 corridor this morning. But here's a time scale for you. Glenville 6:23 basically now. Pembroke 6:36, 6:47 in Hinesville. 7 o'clock in Bloomingdale, and 7:04 Pooler, 7:17 in Savannah. And then the east side, the islands, Wilmington, Whitmarsh towards Tybee, just shy of 7:30 in the morning. And we have more storms. Douglas, Pearson, back to the west. We do have those warnings again still in effect, and severe weather still possible. Again, we are live outside WTOC Jamie Casino traffic tracker. We're going to stay with that. That is in the upper left-hand portion of your screen. Obviously, rain is falling. I know coming into the station from Pooler, a lot of water on either side of 16, so a lot of focus has been on the tornado threat, the gusty straight line wind threat, the threat of hail. But too, folks, and we can't dismiss this, street flooding is a very real possibility, and where these storms sit or train over the same areas and continue to dump heavy rain, we could see some street flooding and perhaps some more significant street flooding, and hopefully no water into homes or vehicles, but something that can't be ruled out this morning either. Again, this destructive or damaging line of showers and thunderstorms pushing off to the east, capable of producing damaging winds, 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts, and embedded within this, we do have areas of rotation. So again, kind of resetting here, going back to the latest warnings we have this morning. Dave, are you on M1 right now? You're good. Going back, we're going to reset this here in just a second. We're going to look at the latest watches and warnings, but we do have a tornado watch in effect for a large portion of the area until 10 o'clock this morning, and that tornado watch includes much of the coastal empire, much of the South Carolina low country, and even if you are not under this watch right now, we likely may see it expanded here within the next hour or so. Again, it does look like we do have that watch in effect. It will remain in effect here until 10 o'clock this morning. And to be honest, we will continue to see, unfortunately, these clusters of showers and severe thunderstorms develop across the area. So again, weather alerts right now. There's the tornado watch in red. The deeper red, that's a tornado warning, and severe thunderstorm warnings back near Nashville, the I-75 corridor. And these storms will continue to develop to our south and to our west, and push off to the north and to the east. So low country, not technically under that tornado watch. Swainsboro, Emanuel County, not. Scriven County, not. But we may see this again expanded and extended to include a larger portion of the coastal empire, the WTOC viewing area this afternoon and this evening. I do want to remind you, we still have a live Facebook Live session. I'm not sure if Dave Turley was aware of that, but we do have Facebook Live going over there. Also, First Alert weather app, where we're doing live coverage right now throughout the news at daybreak, as long as we have this tornado warning in effect. Great resources to get the latest weather information. Again, if you know anyone basically between Hazelhurst and Jessup this morning, or in Hinesville, Fort Stewart, give them a text, give them a call, just let them know what's going on. Let them know that we do have that tornado warning in effect, and dangerous storms are moving in that general direction and will be approaching the Savannah Metro here, let's say by 7:20 to 7:30, about an hour or so from now. So putting back radar on the maps, Pretty impressive squall line here extending from east to Statesboro. Not severe in Bullitt County right now, though, but south of 16 all the way to the Highway 84 region and extending back all the way to Douglas, Nashville, I-75. A line of severe thunderstorms like yesterday, capable of producing 50, 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts. And embedded within this, we have these areas of rotation, and occasionally we have seen radar, first alert radar, suggest that a tornado may be occurring. That's why we have these tornado warnings in effect. And I also do want to talk about these cells, though, just west of Interstate 95, west of the city of Savannah. Those are going to be moving off to the north and to the east, and right now they don't look very impressive, but they're in an environment where if they are by themselves, kind of isolated little clusters here, they can rotate, kind of like what we saw across western Chatham County about an hour or so ago. So just be aware, they don't look impressive, but they're ahead of this main line of storms. And typically when we see this setup, this is where you can get these isolated spin ups. So east of Pembroke, extending over to Rincon, down to Hinesville, Little Whiskey, basically parallel to the I-95 corridor. That's where we're seeing these isolated storms develop. Not severe at this time, but we're of course also watching these ahead of the big bad storm for rotation this morning, something we're really going to need to keep an eye on. As we zoom out this morning further to the south and to the west, Claxton, Glenville again under the gun right now. We have more severe thunderstorm warnings to our southwest, and unfortunately the flow this morning is going to continue to carry whatever develops to our south and west off to the north and to the east, while the storm system causing all of this nasty weather is still well to our north and west, Tennessee, northern Mississippi. Until that gets out of the area, we are going to continue to see these round after rounds of showers and thunderstorms, all capable of being severe this morning, this mid-morning, late morning on through the mid and late afternoon hours today. That's why we do have that moderate risk of severe weather. We talked about this live on Facebook at about 1:30 this morning. The Storm Prediction Center upgraded once again the coastal empire and portions of the low country to a moderate risk of severe weather. You can see that here in red. Conditions very favorable for almost every form of severe weather. We're talking isolated tornadoes, 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts, widespread heavy rain, large hail. Yesterday we had hail up to the size of golf balls. No reason to say that's not going to happen again today. So the I-75 corridor from basically Macon down to Lake City, Florida, 95 from Jacksonville almost to the Savannah River, the South Carolina state line, all of the coastal empire extending all the way back to the Alabama-Georgia border. And even though most of the low country is in an enhanced risk, that is still elevated, still something very serious. So no matter where you're watching me from this morning, we are at risk for severe weather this morning, midday through the afternoon. I think we can finally turn our heads and wave bye to all this later this evening as that storm system finally pushes out of the area. So again, getting back to first alert radar, we do still have a tornado warning in effect for at least a few more minutes for areas near Glenville, to the east of, actually to the west of Hinesville, west and southwest of Hinesville, and then north, basically northwest of Jessup, east of Hazelhurst, including Baxley. This is radar, a broken line of severe thunderstorms this morning. And as we put the latest warnings on right now, I'm going to put the just warning, so just severe thunderstorm warnings, just any tornado warnings that are in effect. This is the latest tornado warning. Again, Baxley down to Alma. This will be in effect for at least another 15 minutes or so. Actually, this one may expire at 6:30, so that's 6 minutes, and then 6:45 further to the east. Again, I'm going to click on this and give you the latest information in just a second. But first, I do want to take a live look outside as well from the city of Savannah. Actually, we are in the low country in this shot. So for those on the other side of the Savannah River wondering what's going on, you've had a lot of rain and thunder this morning. We're looking at live at one of our South Carolina traffic cams, and you can see traffic is moving. Unfortunately, people are out on the roadways. I would suggest getting home if at all possible, reaching your destination, getting off of the roads and getting to a safe spot as these dangerous storms continue to move into the region. Again, this is a look at our South Carolina Department of Transportation cameras there. But as we do look at the latest warnings, tornado warning is in effect. I'm going to put the latest information on this. The westernmost warning is only in effect